Hello everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel and welcome back to the 1985 playoffs in season ticket baseball. We are live tonight at Dodger Stadium for Game 2 of the National League Division Series between the Montreal Expos and the Los Angeles Dodgers. After a 5-3 victory in Game 1, the Dodgers lead this series 1-0. So the Expos have to have this game. They do not want to be going to Canada down 0-2 to the Dodgers, who will have a chance to close it out in Game 3 if that happens. And in the rest of our weekend action, the Houston rode a St. Louis bullpen implosion to a 2-0 lead in their NLDS. And California and Toronto now head to Canada with a 1-1 split. The Yankees lead the Tigers 1-0 in their series. Their Game 2 is tomorrow night. So that's where everything stands in the playoffs currently. Fans are filing into Dodger Stadium. We are expecting a sellout for this one, and the Dodgers are going to try to take a 2-0 lead on the Expos in this one. So, without any further ado, as the fans find their seats here at Dodger Stadium, we will jump right into the action. Starting pitcher for the Los Angeles Dodgers tonight. Actually, let me start the game in Digital Diamond. Starting pitcher for the Los Angeles Dodgers tonight is lefty Fernando Valenzuela. 17-10 with a 2.45 ERA, 272 1/3 innings pitched, 208 strikeouts, 101 walks, 14 home runs in 85. He will be the starting pitcher for the Dodgers as LA looks to take a 2-0 lead in this series. If he's going to do that, here is the lineup for the Expos that Valenzuela will have to keep in check. Leading off for the Expos tonight, we have Scott Thompson at first base, Sal Buterra's catching, Tim Raines is in left field, Vance Law is at second base, Mitch Webster is in center field, Hubie Brooks is at shortstop, Andre Dawson is in right field, Tim Wallach is at third base, and the starting pitcher for the Expos, we'll see his pitching stats at the bottom of the first, is Bryn Smith, the Expos' #1 starter. The same Bryn Smith who defeated the Reds in the National League, the first National League wildcard game. Leading off for the Expos tonight, as mentioned, is Scott Thompson. 281 average, no home runs, 4 RBIs in 85. We are using blue, white, and blue dice tonight. Dodgers are the home team. Dodgers holding a 1-0 lead over the Expos in this series. They're trying to take a 2-0 lead. Montreal trying to salvage a split going back to Canada. Which team will achieve their goals? Valenzuela will look to Scotia for the sign. And as for the earlier question, only the dice know the answer, but in order to find out what the dice know, we have to go to the first pitch, so here we go. We will start this game off with a 673, and we will start that off with a ground ball right back to Valenzuela. He will take that, throw that over to Stubbs at first base. That is 1 out in the inning, and we are underway here at Dodger Stadium. This is a must-win game for the Expos. With Bryn Smith on the mound, the Expos need a workhorse performance from him tonight. Next up is Sal Buterra. 200 average, 3 homers, 12 RBIs in 85. Valenzuela will look to Scotia for the sign once again. He will set. Here's the windup. And here's the pitch. That will be a 640. And a 640 is going to be a fly ball into center field. Getting under that for the Dodgers is going to be Landreau. He will make the catch, and that will be out number 2. Tim Raines is now the batter. 320 average, 11 home runs, 41 RBIs in 85. Valenzuela looking in at Scotia for the sign. Dodger Stadium is loud, hoping the Dodgers can take a 2-0 lead to Canada. Valenzuela will set, and he will pitch. That is a 624, and a 624 is going to get popped up on the infield. Calling everybody off in the infield grass is Sachs. He will make the play, and that will retire the side. 1-2-3 go the Dodgers here in the top of the first. Score is Montreal 0. Los Angeles coming to bat. Starting pitcher for the Montreal Expos, of course, is Bryn Smith. 18-5 with a 2.91 ERA, 222 and a third innings pitched, 127 strikeouts, 41 walks, and 12 home runs in 85. As the rest of the Expos get loose behind Smith, we will take our first look at the Dodgers' starting lineup. The lineup that's trying to send this series to Canada, with the Dodgers having a 2-0 stranglehold. Leading off, we've got Steve Sax at second base, Enos Cabell is at third base, Pedro Guerrero is in left field, Mike Scioscia's catching, Mike Marshall is in right field, Ken Landreau is in center field, Mariano Duncan is at shortstop, Franklin Stubbs is at first base, and Fernando Valenzuela, the starting pitcher, bringing up the 9 spot. Leading off for the Dodgers tonight is Steve Sax. 279 average, 1 home run, 42 RBIs in 85. He will be the leadoff batter for the Dodgers against Smith. Smith will get the sign from Butera. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 147, and that's going to be a ground ball right back to Smith. He will turn, fire that over to Thompson at first. 1 out in the inning. Enos Cabell is now the batter. 292 average, no home runs, 22 RBIs in 85. He will stand in for the pitch. Smith will get the sign from Butera, and he will pitch. That is a 145. And once again, that's going to be a ground ball right back to Smith. Going over to Thomas at first, 2 outs in the inning. Pedro Guerrero, now the batter for the Expos. 320 average, 33 home runs, 87 RBIs in 85. Smith will get the sign from Butera. He will set, and here comes the pitch. That is a 400 even, and a 400 even is going to be a 2-out walk as Guerrero will watch a slider sail wide for ball 4. A 2-out walk brings Mike Scioscia to the plate. 296 average, 7 home runs, 53 RBIs in 85. Smith looking in at Butera for the sign. He will set, here's the kick, and here comes the pitch. That is a 528. That's over to Butera, and that's going to be a passed ball. That'll send Guerrero to second. As it comes in a little bit too hot for Butera, that'll get past him. Guerrero will go to second. By the way, I glossed over it, but Guerrero, not a threat to steal. He will hold. Besides, the Dodgers also don't want to run themselves out of the inning. That, however, is ball 1, and we will do it again. This time we have a 648, which will turn into a 658, and be a ground ball over to third. Grabbing that for the Expos is going to be Wallach. He will throw that over to first, and that will retire the side. A walk and a passed ball, but the Dodgers don't get anything out of it. We are scoreless here at Dodger Stadium after 1. This game 2 is very much a must-win game for the Expos tonight. And leading off the top of the second for the Expos, we've got the middle of the order. Here's Vance Law starting off the inning. 266 average, 10 home runs, 52 RBIs in 85. Valenzuela looks to Scioscia for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 488. Against the lefty, 488 is going to be a fly ball into center field. Landreau getting under that one for the Dodgers. He will have room before the track. He'll haul that in, and that will be out number 1. Mitch Webster, now the batter. 274 average, 11 home runs, 30 RBIs in 85. Valenzuela looks to Scioscia for the sign once again. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 403. And against a lefty, a 403, the screwball is going to fool Webster. He'll swing through it badly. That'll be strike 3, and that's out number 2. Those are words no Expos fan or player wants to hear. Here's Hubie Brooks in the batter's box. 269 average, 13 home runs, 100 RBIs, and 85. Valenzuela gets the sign from Scotia. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 162, and a 162 is going to be a walk as the slider sails wide for ball 4. Brooks will go to first as the first Expos base runner on the night. 2 outs, and Andre Dawson is now the batter. 255 average, 23 home runs, 91 RBIs, and 85. Brooks will hold at first base. Dodgers don't want to run themselves out of the inning. Valenzuela will look to Scotia for the sign. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 264 against a righty. A 264. Dawson's going to get frozen by a changeup for strike 3. That will retire the side. Nothing across except the walk for the Expos. We are still scoreless here at Dodger Stadium as we head into the bottom of the second. Looking around the stadium, it is thick with Dodger blue tonight. Leading off the bottom of the second for the Dodgers, we have the middle of their order. Smith will finish his warm-up tosses as Mike Marshall steps into the batter's box. 293 average, 28 home runs, 95 RBIs, and 85. Smith will look in at Butera for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 361. And a 361 is going to be a swing and a miss as Smith gets the changeup past Marshall for strike 3. That is out number 1. Ken Landreau, now the batter. 268 average, 12 home runs, 50 RBI, and 85. Smith looking in at Butera for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 393, and a 393 is going to be a 2-base error as that's going to be badly misplayed. That's going to be badly misplayed by Law. Landreau will end up at second with 1 out, which I will have to enter that manually in Digital Diamond. So bear with me while I wait for Digital Diamond to cooperate with me. Smith looking over at Law going, dude, what are you doing? We don't have time for this nonsense. Just entering that in manually. So Landreau is at second with 1 out in the inning. Mariano Duncan is now the batter. 244 average, 6 home runs, 39 RBIs, and 85. Landreau edging off of second. Could they have him try to get the jump on Smith here to go to third? No. They're not going to worry about that. Pretty good contact will probably score Landreau. Smith will get the sign from Butera. Fans at Dodger Stadium are loud. Smith will set, and he will pitch. That is a 380. And a 380 is going to be a ground ball over to short. Grabbing that is Brooks. He will throw that over to first. Out number 2. Landreau will move over to third. Two outs in the inning, and Franklin Stubbs is now the batter. 222 average, no home runs, 2 RBIs, and 85. They're looking to him to get Landreau home. Smith will get the sign from Butera. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 295. 295 against the lefty is going to be a fly ball into right field. Coming under that one, coming in for that one is Dawson. He will make the catch, and that will retire the side. The Expos finding themselves very lucky, dodging trouble from a 2-base error, but that's it. We are still scoreless here at Dodger Stadium after 2. Each team has had a base runner, but neither team, actually, I think, yes. Actually, the Dodgers have had 2 base runners, but neither team with a hit yet. And leading off the top of the 3rd for the Expos, we have the bottom of the order. Tim Wallach up first for the Expos. 260 average, 22 home runs, 81 RBI, and 85. He will be the batter. Valenzuela will get the sign from Scotia. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 253. And against a righty, a 253 is going to be a swing and a miss by Wallach, as he'll get out in front of a slider for strike 3. That will be out number 1. That is the 3rd strikeout by Valenzuela tonight. 1 out, and Bryn Smith is now the batter for the Expos. Valenzuela looking in at his counterpart. He will get the sign from Scotia. Excuse me. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 199. That is going to be lined right to short. Duncan will put up his glove in self-defense. The ball will slam into it for 2 outs in the inning. Surprised Smith got a good crack at it, but he put it right to Duncan. 2 outs in the inning. Thompson now the batter. Thompson grounded out his first time up. Valenzuela looking in at Scotia for the sign. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 540. That's over to second base where Sachs is waiting for that one. And it's going to be a ground ball right to him. Sachs will take his time, throw that over to first, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Expos here in the top of the 3rd. Still scoreless here at Dodger Stadium as we get set for the bottom of the 3rd. Los Angeles wins. They go to Canada with a chance to finish this series off. Expos win. We have ourselves a best of 3. Leading off the bottom of the 3rd for the Dodgers, we have Fernando Valenzuela. Smith will get the sign from Butera. Dodger Stadium has been loud all night. Smith will set, and he will pitch. That is a 322. Based on his contact rating of a 4, a 322 is going to be a called strike 3 on Valenzuela. Smith will get a changeup past him. That'll be out number 1. One out brings Sachs back to the plate. Sachs grounded out his first time up. Smith will get the sign from Butera. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 671. That'll turn into a 681, and that's going to be a bloop single, as Sachs will get just enough of that to get that out of the infield, and that will be the first hit for either team tonight. The infield will go to double play depth for the Expos, and here's Cabell. Cabell grounded out his first time up. Dodgers actually are going to are willing to send Sachs on for a steal here. So Sachs is edging off of first. He's going to see if he can get the jump. Does he get the jump on Smith? He does get the jump on Smith. He had to beat a 12, and Sachs is going to take off for second. Here comes the throw from Butera. He's got to beat a 14. Butera sends something wrong. He calls for a pitch out. Here comes the pitch out from Smith. The throw from Butera. The throw's on target. The tag. Sachs slides right into it. He is caught stealing, and the Expos get the first out of the inning that way. Stadium, actually that's the second out of the inning. Stadium groans. Ugh. The Dodgers are trying everything they can to finish this, to get this series to Canada up 2-0. That was a clutch play by Butera, which erases the runner at first. Cabell now will deal with Smith. Smith will get the sign from Butera once again. He will set. Now here's the windup. and here comes the pitch. That is a 362, and a 362 is going to be a ground ball over to short. Brooks will grab that one. He'll take his time, throw that over to first, and that will retire the side. Nothing across except the hit, but Sachs got caught stealing. We are still scoreless here at Dodger Stadium after 3. Get those two switched. Both teams absolutely need to be ready for anything here tonight, as the Expos season is on the line. Dodgers want to land a big haymaker to put the Expos on the ropes. Here's Butera. Butera tonight flew out his first time up. Valenzuela looking in at Scotia for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 406, and against a lefty, Butera is going to get frozen by a screwball just on the outside corner for strike 3, out number 1. Butera complains to the umpire, "Hey, that pitch was out of bounds." The umpire says, "No, you're out of bounds. You're also out. Go sit." Here's Raines. Raines tonight is 0 for 1. Valenzuela looking in at Scotia for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 231. Against a switch right, a 231 is going to be a ground ball over to second. Sachs will get to that one. He will throw that to first, out number 2. Two outs in the inning, and the batter now is Law. Law flew out his first time up. Valenzuela looking in at Scotia for the sign. We are still scoreless here at Dodger Stadium. Valenzuela will set, and he will pitch. That is a 311, and a 311. Law is going to swing through the high heat for strike 3. That will retire the side. That is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th strikeout by Valenzuela tonight. More importantly, 1, 2, 3 go the Expos here in the top of the 4th, as we get set for the bottom of the 4th. Got a bit of a pitcher's duel here tonight through 3.5. Bottom of the 4th brings us the heart of the Dodgers order. Here's Guerrero. Guerrero has a walk, and he advanced on a passed ball. Smith will get the sign from Butera. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 165, and a 165 is going to be a fly ball into right field. Dawson coming in for that one. He will make the catch on the run, out number 1. Here's Scotia. Scotia tonight is 0 for 1. Both teams trying to avoid making that fatal mistake. Smith will get the sign from Butera. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 116. That'll turn into a 316, and that'll be a base hit on the infield for Scotia. He will leg out a single out of that one. The infield will go to double play depth for the Expos. Batter now is Marshall. Marshall struck out his first time up. He's got great power. He's going to grip it and rip it. Smith will get the sign from Butera. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 234, and against a righty, a 234 is going to be a ground ball over to third. Grabbing that one for the Expos is going to be Wallach. He will throw that over to first for 2 outs in the inning. Scotia will go to second. Landreau, now the batter with 2 outs. Landreau tonight reached on a two-base error as Law badly misplayed a ground ball. Smith will get the sign from Butera. Fans at Dodger Stadium are loud. Smith will set, and he will pitch. That is a 269 against a lefty. A 269 is going to be a 549. Ooh, that sounds like trouble. That's over to Law, and Law's going to misplay that one as well. And everybody moves up. Second error tonight on the Expos. And now we have runners at the corners with 2 outs. Scotia goes to third. Landreau goes to second. And coming up to the plate now is Duncan. Duncan grounded out his first time up. Smith looking over at Law saying, "What on earth is wrong with you tonight?" Smith will get the sign from Butera. Fans at Dodger Stadium are loud. Smith will set, and he will pitch. That is a 414. And against a righty, a 414 is going to be a ground ball over to short. Brooks will grab that one. He will throw that over to Law at second, who actually manages to hang on to it this time. But that will be enough to retire the side. Let's see. 1 hit and an error, but the Dodgers are not able to capitalize on it, as we are still scoreless here at Dodger Stadium after 4. I'm going to take a quick look at the bench. They may be looking for somebody to take Law's place at second base after 2 errors that were quite costly. Well, the 2 errors didn't come to any grief, but if you're the Expos, you cannot be taking chances like that. You cannot be taking chances like that here in what is effectively a must-win game. Leading off the top of the 5th tonight, we've got Webster coming up to the plate. Webster struck out his first time up. Valenzuela finishes up his warm-up tosses. He will now get the sign from Scotia. Valenzuela will set, and he will pitch. That is a 6-13. And a 6-13 is going to be a swing and a miss as Webster goes through a changeup for strike 3. That is out number 1. Brooks is now the batter. Brooks has a walk tonight. He's the only base runner the Expos have had tonight. Valenzuela looks to Scotia for the sign. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 265 against a righty. A 265 is going to be a swing and a miss by Brooks as well. Valenzuela is on tonight. 2 outs in the inning, and the 7th strikeout by Valenzuela tonight. That screwball seems to be working overtime tonight. And here's Dawson. Dawson is one of those strikeout victims tonight. Valenzuela looks in at Scotia for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 162, and a 162 is going to be a walk. Dawson will work a 2-out walk as Valenzuela will lose control of a slider for ball 4. The Expos have just their second base runner on the night. Wallach, now the batter. Wallach is another one of those strikeout victims. Valenzuela looks to Scotia for the sign. He will set, he will kick, and here comes the pitch. That is a 282. And against the righty, a 282 is going to be a ground ball over to third. Picking that one up for the Dodgers is going to be Cabell. He will throw that over to Sachs at second, and that will retire the side. Stadium cheers. Yay! Nothing across except the walk for the Expos. And we are still scoreless here at Dodger Stadium at the halfway point of this game. The Expos need to get something going quick here. Valenzuela looks to be in complete control of this game for the Dodgers. Leading off the bottom of the 5th for the Dodgers, we've got the first baseman, Stubbs. Stubbs is 0 for 1. He flew out his first time up. Smith looking in at Butera for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 554. That's over to third base, where Wallach's waiting for that one, and that'll be a ground ball to his left. He will charge it, throw that across the diamond. That'll get Stubbs by a couple of steps. 1 out in the inning. And here's Valenzuela. Valenzuela struck out his first time up. Smith trying to keep this game right where it is so his offense can get something going. Smith will get the sign from Butera. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 482. Valenzuela with an I rating of a 2 on a 482 is going to be a fly ball into left field. Getting under that for the Expos is going to be Raines. He will come in for that one, make that catch on the run. 2 outs in the inning. Two outs, and Sachs is now the batter. Sachs is 1 for 2 with a single, but he got caught stealing. Smith trying to keep this game right where it is. He will get the sign from Butera. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 105. That'll turn into a 305, and that'll be a fly ball into center field. Coming in for that one is Webster. He will make the catch, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Dodgers here in the bottom of the 5th. Still no score here at Dodger Stadium after 5. Both teams are getting the kind of performances they need out of their pitchers tonight. Coming in for the top of the 6th to lead off is Smith. They're going to let him continue to pitch. Smith tonight is 0 for 1. He lined out to short his first time up. Valenzuela looking in at Scotia for the sign. He will set. Here's the kick, and here comes the pitch. That is a 330 based on a contact rating of a 2. 330 is going to be a called strike 3 on Smith as Valenzuela will freeze him with the screwball, out number 1. Smith not muttering even a murmur on that one as he goes back to the dugout with 1 out in the inning. And here's Thompson. Thompson is 0 for 2. Both of these teams trying to break through against the starters. Valenzuela looking at Scotia for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here's the pitch. Oh boy, okay, that is going to be... I'm going to re-roll that die. That's going to be a 685 on the ballpark card. And Thompson's going to get into that one with the first Expos hit of the night. He will have a hit off the ballpark card. Dodgers will go to double play depth. And here's Butera. Butera is 0 for 2. Thompson, not much of a threat to steal. He will hold. Butera, what do you do here? I think the Expos are going to lay down the bunt. And the Dodgers... what do the Dodgers do here? Do they bring the corners in? Well, they figure the Expos are going to try something, so I think the Dodgers are going to bring the corners in, expecting the bunt here. Valenzuela will look in at Scotia for the sign. Butera will square around for the bunt, and Valenzuela will pitch. 7, 14, and 6 is 20 on the bunt. That's going to be a good sacrifice over to the pitch, over to first base. Getting over to that one is going to be Stubbs. He will take that over. He'll take that to the bag himself. 2 outs in the inning. Thompson will move up to first. Will move up to second. So a good bunt by Butera. 2 outs in the inning. And the batter now is Raines. Raines tonight is 0 for 2. Expos are trying anything they can here. Valenzuela will look in at Scotia for the sign. He will set, and he will pitch. That is going to be a 589 into center field. Landro looking at that one. That's going to be a base hit into center field, and the Expos are going to strike first. Raines will make it to first. Thompson will score. 1-0 Expos. Stadium groans. Ugh. Batter now is Law. Law tonight is 0 for 2. Expos now have a 1-0 lead with 2 outs. Montreal has got to be very happy with that so far against Valenzuela. Valenzuela will get the sign from Scotia, and he will pitch. That is a 379, and that's going to be a ground ball over to third. Grabbing that for the Dodgers is Cabell. He will throw that over to second. That will retire the side, but the Expos strike first. One run on 2 hits and a sacrifice bunt. The Expos now holding a 1-0 lead as we get set for the bottom of the 6th. Montreal needs to get more runs than that against the Dodgers. Valenzuela has been very tough for the most part to hit through 6 tonight. Leading off the bottom of the 6th for the Dodgers, we've got Cabell. Cabell tonight is 0 for 2. Smith is so far matching Valenzuela inning for inning. Smith will get the sign from Butera. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 365, and a 365 is going to be a ground ball over to short, where Brooks will move to his left to get that one, but he will throw that over to first, out number 1. Here's Guerrero. Guerrero tonight is 0 for 1 with a walk, and he advanced on a passed ball. Smith will get the sign from Butera. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 639. That'll turn into a 649 and become a ground ball over to second base. Law will get to that one. He will take his time with it with 2 costly errors, but he'll make the play over to first, out number 2 in the inning. Scotia, now the batter. Scotia is 1 for 2 with a single tonight. Smith will look in at Butera for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 661. That'll turn into a 671 and be a ground ball over to first. Thompson will grab that one for the Expos. Smith coming over to cover the bag. He will take the throw, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Dodgers here in the bottom of the 6th. Expos holding a 1-0 lead after 6. Montreal has to be happy they're leading, but they want a lot more runs against this Dodgers offense. A 1-0 lead. Dodgers can erase that in about 2 seconds flat. Valenzuela finishing up his warm-up tosses, and coming into bat for the Expos is going to be Webster. Webster's struck out twice tonight. He's 0 for 2. Valenzuela gets the sign from Scotia. Fans at Dodger Stadium are loud, hoping Valenzuela can keep this game under control. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 475 against the lefty. A 475 is going to be a fly ball into center field. Landro going back for that one, but he's got enough room before the track to make that catch. That is out number 1. Here's Brooks. Brooks tonight is 0 for 1 with the walk. Expos are going to get some activity in the bullpen. They are not going to, here in the later innings, I doubt the Expos are going to have a long leash with Smith. I suspect the first sign of trouble, if you're the Expos, you cannot take a chance on any disaster with Smith. You got to be ready to make a move. So the Dodgers, mostly righties, they are going to get... The Expos are going to get Randy St. Clair warming up in the bullpen. Valenzuela, now looking at the wrong end of a 1-0 score. He will get the sign from Scotia. He will set, and he will pitch. 680. And a 680 is going to be a bloop single for Brooks. He will get on with a single just out of the infield. Expos infield. Hold on. There is one out. Okay, I never updated that. The Expos will go to double play depth. And here's the ever-dangerous Dawson. Dawson is 0 for 1 with a walk tonight. Valenzuela looking over to Brooks. Brooks is not a threat to steal. He will hold. Dawson with excellent power. He's going to grip it and rip it. Valenzuela will get the sign from Scotia. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 2-0-2. Against a righty, that'll turn into a 4-0-2. And against a lefty, that'll be a fly ball into right field. Marshall going back for that one for Dawson. He will make the catch. Out number 2 in the inning. And here's Wallach. Wallach tonight is 0 for 2. Brooks edging off of first, but he's not going anywhere. Valenzuela will get the sign from Scotia. Fans at Dodger Stadium hoping Valenzuela can keep out of trouble here. Valenzuela will set, and he will pitch. That is a 458. Against a lefty, a 458 is going to be a ground ball over to third. Picking that one up for the Dodgers is going to be Cabell. He will throw that over to Sachs at second, and that will retire the side. Nothing across except the hit for the Expos. We are at the 7th inning stretch at this point. Sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game. I will take a small break. As Philip Anderson now joins us here at Dodger Stadium. It took a lot of work, I can assure you of that, Philip, but a single, a sacrifice hit, and in the top of the 6th, a single, a sacrifice bunt, and then a base hit into center field got the Expos up 1-0. Tomorrow night, we will have more 1985 playoff baseball as we are going to cross the country and go to Yankee Stadium for Game 2 of the American League Division Series between the Detroit Tigers and the New York Yankees. Walt Terrell will be going for the Tigers, and Phil Niekro will be going for the Yankees. Yankees lead that series 1-0. They are trying to send that series back to Detroit with a 2-0 stranglehold. Tigers would like to go back to Tiger Stadium. I believe it's Tiger Stadium anyway. Let me double check the home stadium for the Tigers. Yes, Tiger Stadium with a 1-1 tie, looking at a best-of-3 series. Smith will come out and start the 7th inning, but as I mentioned, the Expos are very likely to have a very short leash with Smith as we get into the later innings. Leading off for the Dodgers is Marshall. Marshall tonight is 0 for 2. Expos lead 1-0. Dodgers lead the game 1-0. Dodgers lead the series by the same score. Smith trying to help do his part to get the series up to Canada as a 1-1 tie. Smith will get the sign from Butera. He will set, and he will pitch. That is going to be a 279 against a righty. 279. Uh-oh. Marshall is deep to left field. Wait, 279. He's actually deep to center field. Marshall, with a power of a 9, he is very capable of tying this game with one swing of the bat. The Expos cannot afford this ball to go out. So now we'll find out if it does. And about that ball going out, yeah. Mike Marshall just tied this game with a boom! That ball is hit high. That ball is hit deep to center field. Webster going back for that one. He's back to the track, back to the wall, and that ball is gone. Home run, Mike Marshall. We are tied at 1 here at Dodger Stadium. Stadium cheers. Yay! First point of pitcher fatigue on Smith. St. Clair throwing more heavily in the bullpen. Here's Landreau. Landreau tonight has reached on both errors by Vance Law. Smith has got to shake that one off like now. He will get the sign from Butera. He will set, and he will pitch. A 181. And a 181 is going to get popped up on the infield to third base. Wallach calling everybody off on the infield grass. He will make the catch for the first out of the inning. Expos bench hoping Smith can get out of the inning. Here's Duncan. Duncan tonight is 0 for 2. Smith will get the sign from Butera. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 576. That's into left field. Raines going after that one. And that's going to drop behind Raines. That'll get to the wall. Duncan will be safe at second with a double. And here come the Dodgers here in the bottom of the 7th. Stubbs, now the batter. Stubbs tonight is 0 for 2. What do you do if you're the Expos here? St. Clair is probably ready to come in at this point. And Tigers almost had game 1. And we knew that run wasn't going to last. That 1-run lead wasn't going to last long. Against this Dodgers offense, not a chance. And pitcher fatigue. Let's see. What does Smith look like against lefties? St. Clair isn't much better. They're going to stick with Smith to get past Stubbs. Probably a bad idea, but that's what the Expos are going to do here. St. Clair will continue to throw in the bullpen. Smith will get the sign from Butera. Fans at Dodger Stadium are loud. Smith will set, and he will pitch. That is a 147, and a 147 is going to be a ground ball over to right back to Smith. He will take that, throw that over to first. 2 outs in the inning. Duncan will move over to third. The Dodgers are going to let Valenzuela continue to pitch. Valenzuela will hit. He's 0 for 2. But they are going to get some activity in the Dodgers bullpen, as starting to get loose for Los Angeles is going to be... let's see. Mostly righties for the Expos. They're going to get... Carlos Diaz warming up in the Dodger bullpen. He will start to get loose. Smith will get the sign from Butera. Fans at Dodger Stadium are loud. Smith will set, and he will pitch. That is a 100 even. That'll turn into a 300 even, and Valenzuela with a contact rating of a 4. That's going to be a called strike 3 on Valenzuela, and the inning is over. Wow. The Dodgers tie the game, though. 1 run on 2 hits. A solo bomb by Mike Marshall. We are tied here at Dodger Stadium after 7. Once again, the stakes are high for both teams. Expos win. We start a best-of-3 series in Montreal. Dodgers win. The Expos go up against the wall with a blindfold and a cigarette. Top of the 8th, as Diaz now throwing for the Dodgers. And we are actually going to see a pinch hitter for Smith. He is going to come out of the game. Smith has done his job. He's gotten us deep into this game. Coming in to pinch hit for the Expos, somebody who hits lefties well. Let's see. Let's see. We're looking for somebody good against lefties, so I think it's going to be him. Coming in to pinch hit for the Expos is going to be Fred Manrique. 308 average, 1 home run, 1 RBI in 85. He will be the batter against Valenzuela. And yes, that might have been worse. The Expos so far, knock on wood for them, are avoiding disaster. Valenzuela will get the sign from Scotia, and he will pitch. That is a 664. And on the ballpark card, that'll be grounded over to short. Grabbing that will be Duncan. He will throw that. He'll throw that over to first. 1 out in the inning. Valenzuela has been on tonight. Batter now is Thompson. Thompson tonight is 1 for 1. There's actually 1 for 3, I should say. He's got a single. Actually, I think he's got the lone. No, he doesn't have the lone Expos hit, but he does have the lone Expos run. Valenzuela will look in at Scotia for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 590. That's into right field, where Marshall's going back for that one. That'll be a fly ball slightly to his left, but he will get to that one near the foul line. He'll make the catch, and that will be 2 outs in the inning. Two outs, and Butera is now the batter. Butera tonight is 0 for 2 with a sacrifice hit. Valenzuela trying to protect a 1-1 tie. He will get the sign from Scotia. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 266 against a righty, a 266. Butera is going to get frozen by the high heat for strike 3. That will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Expos here in the top of the 8th. We are still knotted at 1 as the Dodgers come to the plate for the bottom of the 8th. Expos need a pitcher. Coming in to pitch for the Expos against the top of the Dodgers order is going to be Randy St. Clair. 5-3 with a 3.93 ERA. 68 2/3 innings pitched, 25 strikeouts, 26 walks, 3 home runs in 85. Sachs is now the batter. Sachs is 1 for 3 with a single, and he's been caught stealing tonight. St. Clair will get the sign from Butera. Come on, Digital Diamond. As I was saying, St. Clair will get the sign from Butera. Dodger Stadium fans are loud. St. Clair will set, and he will pitch. That is a 341, and a 341 is going to get popped up on the infield. Moving into foul territory for that is Thompson. He will make the catch, and that will be out number 1. Here's Cabell. Cabell tonight is 0 for 3. St. Clair looking in at Butera for the sign once again. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 432, and against a righty, a 432 is going to get popped up on the just out of the infield. Calling everybody off going out of the infield is going to be Law. He will look the ball into his glove, make the catch, and that is out number 2. Two outs, and the ever-dangerous Guerrero now steps into the batter's box. Guerrero tonight, though, is 0 for 2 with a walk. St. Clair looking in at Butera for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 285 against a righty. 285 is going to be a fly ball into right field. Getting under that for the Expos is going to be Dawson. He will make the catch, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Dodgers here in the bottom of the 8th. We are tied at 1 after 8. So now we have to figure out, will we see some top of the 9th inning magic? Valenzuela has very much been pitching a gem tonight. The Dodgers are going to let him continue to pitch tonight. They've got Diaz warming up, though, if Valenzuela runs into trouble. Leading off the top of the 9th for the Expos, they've got the heart of their order. Here's Raines. Raines is 1 for 3. Valenzuela, still looking as good as he did when he started the game. He will get the sign from Scotia. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 238 against a switch right. 238 is going to be grounded right back to Valenzuela. He will take his time, throw that over to Stubbs at first. 1 out in the inning. Here's Law. Law tonight is 0 for 3. Valenzuela continues his warm-up tosses. He will get the sign from Scotia. We are tied at 1, top of the 9th. Dodgers lead the series 1-0. Valenzuela will set, and he will pitch. That is a 125. That'll turn into a 325, and Law swings through the screwball for strike 3. That is out number 2, and the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10th strikeout by Valenzuela tonight. He has been on tonight. Webster, now the batter. Webster tonight is 0 for 3. We're going to get some activity in the Expos bullpen as well as getting loose for the Expos. Lefty, righty, lefty. They're going to get Jack O'Connor warming up for the Expos bullpen. Webster sets in for the pitch from Valenzuela. Valenzuela will get the sign from Scotia. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 655, and a 655 is going to be a ground ball over to third. Grabbing that for the Dodgers is Cabell. He will take his time, throw that over to first. That will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Expos here in the top of the 9th. So now we're going to find out if we're going to see some bottom of the 9th inning magic. As we have got drama here tonight at Dodger Stadium. And yes, we might be headed for extras, but we've got the middle of the Dodgers order coming up. This is a middle of the Dodgers lineup that is very capable of ending the game with one swing of the bat. Here's Scotia. Scotia tonight is 1 for 3 with a single. St. Clair has got O'Connor in the bullpen. He will get the sign from Butera. St. Clair will set. Dodger Stadium is loud. St. Clair will set, and he will pitch. That is a 528 That is in front of Butera. And that's going to be a passed ball. Ball 1. We will do it again. That is a 633. That'll turn into a 643 and be a ground ball over to first. Thompson will grab that one. He'll wave off St. Clair coming over, and that will be out number 1. Marshall, now the batter. Marshall is 1 for 3, but he's got the solo home run in the 7th that tied this game up. St. Clair looking in at Butera for the sign. Dodger Stadium is still loud. St. Clair will set, and he will pitch. 261 against a righty. 261 is going to be a ground ball over to third. Wallach will grab that one for the Expos. He will take his time, throw that across the diamond. 2 outs in the inning. Landreau, now the batter. Landreau tonight is 0 for 1, but he's reached on both errors by law. St. Clair will get the sign from Butera. We are 1 out away from bonus baseball. St. Clair will set, and he will pitch. That is a 296. 296 against the lefty. Uh-oh. Landreau's into one. That is deep to center field. Landreau has got a power of a 6. Does the game end right here? Landreau gets into one to center field. Going back for that one for the Expos is Webster. He's back to the track. He's slowing down. And here comes the ball. And the ball falls into Webster's glove. Side retired. We have got bonus baseball tonight. 1, 2, 3 go the Dodgers here in the bottom of the 9th. We are tied at 1, heading for bonus baseball. Wow. It is not often that I've had to flip that. As ID Jester now joins us here at Dodger Stadium, just in time for bonus baseball. Valenzuela has been magical tonight through 9 innings, but he is going to come out of the game. His arm is probably about to fall off. Coming in to pitch for the Dodgers tonight, Valenzuela gave the Dodgers 9 solid innings tonight, but he will come out of the game. And coming in to pitch for the Dodgers, let's see, coming in to pitch for the Dodgers, there we go. Will be Carlos Diaz, 6-3 with a 2.61 ERA, 79 and a third innings pitched, 73 strikeouts, 18 walks, 7 home runs in 85. He will be in charge of the second half of the Expos lineup. Leading off the top of the 10th, we have Brooks. Brooks tonight is 1 for 2 with a single and a walk. Fans here at Dodger Stadium, not a single one has left the stadium. We've got bonus baseball tonight. Diaz will look into Scotia for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 683. And a 683 will start us off with a base hit for Brooks, as Diaz gives up a leadoff single in the top of the 10th. Dodgers infield will go to double play depth, and the batter now is Dawson. Dawson's been relatively quiet, though. He is 0 for 2 with a walk. Brooks, could they try to have him steal here? No, I think Dawson's got great power. He's going to swing away. Diaz gets the sign from Scotia. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 545. That's over to second base where Sachs waits for that one. And that is going to be a base hit into right field. Brooks will hold at second with the leadoff with the single. As Dawson, as suddenly the Expos have something going on here with nobody out. Batter now is Wallach. Wallach tonight is 0 for 3. Brooks will be content, will not edge off of second. Wallach has got great power. He will swing away. Diaz looking a little bit nervous with Dodger Stadium looking on. Diaz will get the sign from Scotia. Brooks at second, Dawson at first. Diaz will set, and he will pitch. That is a 552. That's hit over to Cabell at third base, and a 552 is going to be a ground ball. Actually, 552. Yep, that'll be a ground ball right to Cabell. He will take his time, throw that over to first. 1 out in the inning. Everybody moves up, though. Brooks to third, Dawson to second. The infield has got to play in. They do not want the tying run to score. St. Clair is going to come out of the game. The Expos are going to go to the bench once again. Who are the Expos going to turn to in this situation? First bonus baseball of the season. It's going to be a 14-inning game tonight. God, I hope not, Jester. I do have to get up for work in the morning. Let's see. Coming into pinch hit for the Expos. Somebody who hits lefties decently well. All right. Ned Yost is going to come into pinch hit for the Expos. .182 average, no homers, no RBIs in 85. Maybe he'll surprise them. Brooks, with a speed of 1, is not going on contact. Diaz will get the sign from Scotia. Fans at Dodger Stadium are loud. Diaz will set, and he will pitch. That is a 220. And against the righty, a 220 is going to be a ground ball over to second. Picking that one up at second is going to be Sachs. He will make the play. Out number 1. Brooks will hold. One out in the inning, and Thompson now the batter. Thompson tonight is 1 for 4. Diaz looking in at Scotia for the sign. Brooks now, let's look at the arms. Let's see, we've got a 1, a 1, a 1, and a 2. Brooks has to go on contact here. Diaz will get the sign from Scotia. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 519 right back to Diaz. And Diaz is going to boot that one. He's going to pick it up. He's going to drop it. And the Expos are going to get a run. Brooks will score. Dawson to third. Thompson to first. 2-1 in favor of the Expos. Stadium barfs. Blah. And here's Butera. Butera is 0 for 3 with a sacrifice hit. The infield staying in. Dawson is going on contact. Diaz will get the sign from Scotia. 2-1 Expos, top of the 10th. Diaz will set, and he will pitch. That is a 179. And a 179 is going to be a ground ball right over to first. Picking that one up is going to be Stubbs. Dawson will break for the plate, though. Here comes the throw from Stubbs. He's got to beat a 15 to the plate with an arm of a 2. Stubbs makes the throw to the plate. Here comes Dawson. He slides in. Scotia makes the catch. And there's the tag. Dawson slides right into it. He is out. 2 outs in the inning. Stadium cheers. Yay! Dawson thrown out at the plate. 2 outs in the inning. The Expos are going to get some new activity in the bullpen as Raines now steps up to the batter's box. The Expos want to make sure this game gets nailed down shut. They're going to tell O'Connor to sit down, and Jeff Reardon is going to start to get loose for the Expos. 2-1 here. 2-1 Expos, bottom or top of the 10th with 2 outs. Diaz will get the sign from Scotia. Thompson at second, Butera at first, 2 outs in the inning. Diaz will set, and he will pitch. That is a 4-14. And against the lefty of 4-14, the bases are all of a sudden full of Expos. Wow. I'm just updating my score sheet here. Huh? Wait a second. Hold up. Did I miss something here? Wait a minute. Oh, I think I see what happened. 2. Okay, yeah. Looks like I got something screwed up here. So, looks like there were actually 2 outs in the inning when Dawson got thrown home to the plate. So, actually, yeah, that was my mistake. I got something. I just need to double check something here. Let me just back up here. I think I got my screws loose here. Okay, Diaz came in. Single for Brooks, okay. Then a single for Dawson. Ground ball, 1 out in the inning. Ground ball by Wallach for 1 out. All right, St. Clair. Yost came in to pinch hit. Ground ball, 2 outs in the inning. Okay, yeah. So that looks like that's where I got my wires crossed. And then when Diaz bobbled it, Brooks scored. All right. And then with the throw to the plate, yeah, Dawson was thrown out. So that's what happened there. So I got my wires crossed there. So that should have been the end of the inning. 1 run on 2 hits for the Expos and an error. The Expos now hold a 2-1 lead heading into the bottom of the 10th. But will we see some 10th inning magic? My apologies for that. I got my wires crossed there. I just had to sort something out. The Expos Digital Diamond is yelling at me because the Expos need a pitcher. The Expos cannot afford for this to go sideways as they're facing the bottom of the Dodgers order. Coming in to pitch for the Expos is going to be the closer, trying to close down this Dodgers lineup. Here's Jeff Reardon. 2-8 with 41 saves, a 3.18 ERA, 87 2/3 innings pitched, 67 strikeouts, 26 walks, 7 home runs in 85. Duncan will lead off for the Expos once Digital Diamond decides it's done being dumb tonight. Duncan tonight is 1 for 3, but that 1 was a double. Reardon looking in at Butera for the sign. The Expos are trying to get this series to Canada, tied at 1. Reardon will set. He will kick, and here comes the pitch. That is a 645. That'll turn into a 655 and be a ground ball over to third base. Wallach will grab that one. He'll take his time, throw that across the diamond. 1 out in the inning. Stubbs is now the batter. Stubbs tonight is 0 for 3. Reardon gets... Butera goes out, talks to Reardon on the mound. Reardon will get the sign from Butera. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 491, And a 491 against the righty is going to be a fly ball into center field. Getting under that one is going to be Webster. He will make the catch. 2 outs in the inning. And the last chance for the Dodgers is not going to come down to Carlos Diaz. The Dodgers are going to go to the bench. And coming in to pinch hit for the Dodgers is going to be I'm just making this cooperate with me. Going to be lefty Terry Whitfield. 260 average, 3 home runs, 16 RBIs in 85. He is in charge of extending this game. Reardon will get the sign from Butera. Fans at Dodger Stadium are loud, hoping the Dodgers can extend this game. Expos bench, hoping Reardon can get this series tied right here. Reardon will get the sign from Butera. Fans at Dodger Stadium are loud. Reardon will kick, and here comes the pitch. That is a 621. That'll turn into a 631, and it'll get popped up on the infield. Whitfield can't believe it. He slams his bat down. Brooks calling everybody off in the infield grass. Expos bench jumping up and down. Brooks takes 2 steps to his left, puts out his glove, blop, and the ball falls into it. That's your game. The Montreal Expos tie this series with a 2-1 victory over the Los Angeles Dodgers. Stadium barfs. Blah. Talk about wasting a very good outing by Valenzuela tonight. But this is officially a brand new series as we are tied at 1 heading to Canada. Final line score coming up. That is a gigantic win for the Montreal Expos. I cannot overstate the importance of this win for the Expos. And yes, believe me, Jester, I am just as happy that this game did not go 14 innings as you are. For the Expos, 2 runs on 5 hits and 2 errors. For the Dodgers, 1 run on 4 hits and 1 error. Winning pitcher tonight is going to be Randy St. Clair. He will pick up the win. Carlos Diaz will take the loss, and Jeff Reardon will get the save. And this series is knotted up at a game apiece. Wow. I am still kind of a little bit in shock that the Expos were able to tie this series. But that will do it for Game 2 of this National League Division Series between the Montreal Expos and the Los Angeles Dodgers. Tomorrow night, we will be crossing the country and heading over to Yankee Stadium for Game 2 of the American League Division Series between the New York Yankees and the Detroit Tigers. As we will have, well, technically the Detroit Tigers and the Yankees, but either way. Walt Terrell will be going for the Tigers, and Phil Niekro will be on the mound for the Yankees. And yes, home field advantage now for the Expos. Dodgers are definitely facing the heat in this one. They're going to be facing the heat in this one. They're going to have a lot of answers, a lot of questions. Game 3 of this series is going to be on Saturday afternoon. And yes, the Expos have been very tough. This is the same team that ran through both Cincinnati, that ran through Cincinnati in the first NL wildcard game and then snatched victory away from the Mets. This is not going to be an easy out for the Dodgers. That is for sure. As for what else is coming up on the channel, Wednesday we're debuting a new tactical game by Herman Luttman on the channel as we play Invaders from Dimension X by Tiny Battle Publishing. Saturday, Mystical Munchies will continue out of the Dungeons & Dragons Flavors of the Multiverse cookbook with the side, Tavern Noodles. Next week, Sunday, we will be... What are we doing next week? Oh, right. Next week, we are playing This War of Mine by Awaken Realms. Thank you for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care, everyone. A costly error by Carlos Diaz in the top of the 10th inning allows the Montreal Expos to tie this series with the Los Angeles Dodgers by a final score of 2-1. We are tied heading to Canada. Once again, take care, and I will see you guys tomorrow night for the Tigers at the Yankees.